This tutorial is going to take you through the installation of Windows Server 2008. I'm showing you, I'm demonstrating 2008, but this is the same steps you'll use to install Windows 2007, Windows XP, Windows 7, and Windows Vista. So you come here to your Oracle Virtual Box that I would have shown you how to download and install in a previous tutorial. Double click on the icon and it will pull up the virtual machine. Now here I already showed you how to set up the virtual environment for Windows Server 2008 in a previous tutorial. So now I'm going to show you how to actually install Windows Server 2008. Now make sure that it is selected, what you want to select it, Windows Server 2008. You click settings because we have to select, I don't think we did it previously, where our ISO is located. You click on this little icon here and choose virtual CD/DVD, and you look where you have your ISOs located. You find it and you go in and you find the version you want of Windows Server 2008. You click open. Okay. Now I also wanted to toggle with the display a little bit. I put it at 64, which is not the default setting. So you come here, you click OK, and you make sure that it's selected and you press start. Now when you start, it would start up your virtual machine and Windows would begin to load. And Windows begins to boot. Now, ta-da! It asks you to select your language. We leave it at English. Or if you want to select, you could put English United States, but we leave it at English. Time and currency, we're going to look for English, we're going to look for Trinidad and Tobago. English, Trinidad and Tobago. Keyboard setting, US, right? Leave it there, we click next. And you click install now. Now, they ask you to select the operating system you want to install. So we come to Windows Server 2008 Enterprise and you click next. You read the license agreement and you click I accept the terms and you click next. Now we're going to click Custom Advanced instead of Upgrade. Custom Advanced, what it would do, it would install a clean copy of Windows onto the virtual machine. So we click here. This is our allocated disk space. We have 25 gigs as we set it to when we were setting up the environment. And you click next. What we just selected is where we want them to install Windows. There's nothing else we can do or we're required to do right now besides wait. We have to wait for them to copy the files, expand files, install features, install updates, and then it will complete the installation. While this one's installing, I'm gonna install another operating system simultaneously because my supercomputer can do that. Now we have virtual machine here, and you click new. You name it. We're gonna name this one. Well, I see they selected Windows XP, so I'll do that one next. Seeing that they insist, Win XP, and I will click next because version is already highlighted, type is already highlighted, so that's what I want. I click next. I leave this as it is. Let me see, recommended memory size. And go up a little bit with this. Yeah, 512. Click next, create virtual hard drive now, create VDI, virtual box disk image. I click next. I'm going to dynamically allocate my hard drive space. Okay. Please type the name of the new virtual hard drive file into the box below and click the folder icon. Alright, I'm leaving it at the default location, and therefore I just come here and I click create. So we have Windows XP here. We have our Win Server 2008 installing in the background here. So I'm going to do this one by the time. Now we come to settings and make sure everything is in order and how it should be. So make sure it's Windows XP and you're not tampering with the one that we're installing in the back. And let's see, system, we're taking off this floppy because I just like to see it there, and we make the CD drive the top one. Display, I like to increase it a little bit. Go to storage, we have empty here again. We're going to select it so that we can locate our ISO that contains our operating system. That's Windows XP. Windows XP Professional. You click here, you click open. Alright, select it there. Everything else I'll leave as default. Oh, just my network. Enable network adapter. I'm gonna click internal network, advanced. I'm gonna put it as the same as what we had. As I said before, if you want to change your MAC address, you click there and you can do that. I'm gonna press OK, and then we're gonna click start. So we're gonna have them installing simultaneously, which makes this video not so boring. Let's see what happens here. Now, Windows XP a little more ancient than the others, I find. It's blue screen that to me doesn't seem so fun. And it begins to set up. It's loading files. The same way this one had the black screen, it was loading the files. This one just has a blue screen. So don't be afraid when you see a blue screen come up. It's setting up and loading files. And it's going to start setting up Windows. Okay, follow me, mouse pointer integration is going on. Welcome to setup. Press enter to set it up now. You have to press F8 if you agree with the license agreement. Click F8. The following list shows the existing partitions. We just have one. Enter to install. If you want to create another partition, you want to create a partition, you press C, and it would guide you through that. So we're going to press enter. The recommended settings format the partition using the FD file system. We don't want quick. For this tutorial we could do quick, but we have Windows 2008 taking its time here. So we're gonna click. Let's go up and click, and we're gonna press enter to continue. And setup is formatting. So we have Windows XP and Windows 2008 being installed simultaneously. I should add another. Okay, so let's create new. We're going to name this one Windows. This is Windows 7. Gonna call them Win 7, which is easy names, nothing too confusing. Press next. We leave that as is. Create a virtual hard drive now. Create. We use same settings. As I said, you see one that you can easily create the rest on your own. right? It's created. It's there. Make sure it's selected. You come to settings. And we do the same thing we did before, which is you go to storage, you click where empty disk here, and you select where you find your ISO. And I come here to Windows 7 and I click open. And then I like to increase my video, so I'm bringing them up a little bit. Improve this, just one of the settings I like to interfere a little bit. And then you click OK. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting network. Come to network, internal network. Let's see what happens if you hit NAT and you click advanced. Oops, it's here too. And tell per. Alright, press OK. We're leaving this one like that. And we'll see what happens. And then you click start and it should begin to install Windows 7 as well. So I'll minimize this and so that I won't install anymore. I'll stop showing off. Says loading Windows files. Let's try to put them side by side. So we have Windows Server 2008 being installed here. We have Windows 7, Windows now loading files. I'm gonna put them up here. And we have this XP in the back that I don't really like too much. So he can stay in the back there. Now Windows 7 is going to begin to load. Now it's gonna, as you see here, Windows Server 2008 is gonna start. It's gonna restart. Now Windows Server is actually the same thing, language and so forth. We're going to just change this setting to English Trinidad and Tobago, which is higher up. See? And click next. Windows Server 2008 is rebooting. In order to complete its installation process, Windows 7, we click install now. It's setting up the final stages of your installation here in Windows Server 2008, while Windows 7 is setting up and Windows XP is still setting up. Now, license agreement, you accept the terms. You have no choice. If you don't, you can't continue. We're going to do a custom, install a fresh new version. This is where we want it installed. We click next. It's going to go through the same process that you saw on Windows Server 2008. Copy Windows files, expand Windows files, install features, install updates, and then complete the installation by rebooting and setting up. So we have 3 of them running simultaneously. So instead of 3 or 4 boring videos, we have just one video showing you how everything. Now XP now is going to reboot because it's finished setting up. While when 7 is doing its stuff, let's focus on these 2 a bit. Windows XP seems to be winning the race. Now Windows XP is installing devices while we're still waiting for Windows Server 2008 to reboot. And Windows 7, as you can see here, is still doing its installation stuff there. Now Windows XP is asking us something here. They're asking you about your language options. If you want to change your region and your language, you can click customize and do so. But for now, we're going to click next. Name and organization. Just gonna put I'm gonna put any. Okay, that's asking you for the key and product key. Okay, Windows Server 2008 is rebooting, while Windows XP Professional is asking you to name the system. We're gonna just call them XP-PC. Easy to remember. The administrator password, we're going to use a standard thing for everybody, which is capital P @ SSW0RD. Now, because this is the password, this is what is required for Windows Server 2008, and because it's a tutorial, we'll use the same thing. So it's easy for everybody to remember when we have to come back and log in. And you click next. Right? They ask you to confirm the date, correct, the time, correct, your location, your region or closest to, which is Caracas, La Paz, and you click next. And it's going to continue installing. Now let's take a look at Windows Server 2008 while it's rebooting and completing installation. Now the system would reboot a couple times before it's actually fully installed. It's just to be patient. So Windows Server finished installing, and we have to now change the user password since the first time we're logging on. So we come here and we click OK. As I said before, we're using the standard capital P @ SSW0RD, because that's a requirement for Windows Server 2008 that you have a capital letter, a symbol, and a number in your password. So we confirming the password, capital P @ SSW0RD, and we press the arrow here to continue. So it changes your password, and then you click OK. Windows 7 is now completing installation. It will reboot in a few. I know you all can see that it's the same steps that we have been taking over and over again. Now when Server 2008 is installed and we have logged in, Windows 7 is rebooting in order to complete installation. You don't touch anything. It says please hit any key to boot, but we don't want to touch anything. We're just going to let it do what it has to do. So we have one completed, which is Windows Server 2008. Now we had a clear head start because we started with them first. We're going to minimize so that you can see the other two do their stuff. Now I'm glad Windows 2008 finished first, because it's rightfully should have been installed first, since that's our server. That's the system we'll be using to give as the administrator to create policies and to give rights to other operating systems. Windows 7 is moving forward, as we could see here. We're back to this window where it says completing installation. Now in this Windows XP is rebooting. You don't touch anything, don't click anything, and it's going to log in now. When 7 is restarting the computer now. I'm going to click not right now because we're not really interested. Now we're going to set up a user one time. Username, I'm going to put next. We finish. And it's going to start up with the successful installation of our 3 operating systems in our virtual environment. So here is Windows XP logged in. Let's minimize while we wait for Windows 7 to finish doing his stuff. Username, just gonna put Kerri again. The name of the computer is, I don't want it to be Kerri PC, I'm gonna put Win 7 PC. I'm gonna click next. Password, they're asking you for a password. I'm not gonna put in any, I'm gonna leave it blank. Right, I'm gonna say use recommended save settings. We already select our time zones already selected and the date and time seems to be correct, so I click next. I'm gonna click home network. It's connecting and it's applying settings. And we're finalizing our settings. And then we're gonna be logged in. Here we are, logged into Windows 7. Now it's taking a little time for your icons and stuff to come up and your taskbar and all that to come up. But here it is. We're logged into Windows 7, Windows XP, and Windows 8. This completes my tutorial, my successful installation of Windows Server 2008, Windows 7, and Windows XP in a virtual environment. Up next, we'll be doing some networking using these operating systems in a virtual environment. Thank you.